And I checked with parts. We can either get that 1540 in ultra low sulfur or standard. They have two different ones. Diesel engine one. The fuel that's required for a Cat engine is number 2 ultra low sulfur diesel off-road. So on a standby like this, you want to buy off-road diesel.
So here's the question I ask of because the EPA here in California is so the red fuel is no longer applicable to our engines if you want to get the warranty on the engine, right?
No, so
Because they have the low grade fuel in the other engine because we're pretty much old school, but the new engine now in the ultra sulfur they don't put no red dye on that one.
they should, because all red dye is just so you know if it's
The difference on the commercial and
yeah, because they don't tax you on red dye because
Right.
you're not driving on the road.
Well, that's what I'm saying because the other when they asked me, say, can we put that? They'll say, yeah, you can. You know, we don't pay no taxes. Who cares what you put in there? So.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the question though, Jorge?
Oh, on the fuel tanks, when we used to hear, it was a question we ran out of fuel,
Yep.
and they wanted to deliver fuel, and they said, well, we don't have no red fuel. The red fuel was just the dye they put in the fuel for
Yeah,
commercial
so-
tax purpose. And when I said, well, you can put a regular fuel, they said, no, we can't. You have to get a red fuel.
For
I said,
diesel
why?
number 2.
Yeah,
And
so
as
let's
long
say you
as-
had an emergency where you needed diesel and for some reason
Yeah, so I'm saying, if I have to pump fuel in my tank right now,
yeah regular
and the guy has to have no red fuel,
yeah
you
regular
can put that on fruit,
yeah
sulfur.
it's just gonna cost you more.
As long as it's ultra low sulfur,
Right.
it's under the 15 parts per million, that's fine.
Yeah, but people mentality was thinking that red fuel was different.
No,
I think
red
it's
just
a
means it's off-road.
non-locomotive.
Yeah.
You don't want to have red fuel in your diesel pickup.
Yeah.
You don't want to get caught with red fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't want to get caught with that.
No, yeah, you can cut in checkpoints and.
How many gallons do we have?
I used to be mole. That's why I know this stuff.
I have a diesel.
Okay, here's the coolant recommendation that CAT has. They have CAT Extended Life Coolant, which is ELC, and the service life on that extra low or extended life is 12,000 hours or 6 years. And once we get into the maintenance agreement, you'll see at 3,000 years that they want you to do maintenance on it and add additives to the coolant itself that's already in the engine. And then at 6 years, then you have to change it, remove it and put new in. Okay, when you get into the maintenance side of it, basically in the manual here, it has like engine filter inspection. You go to page 93, it tells you where to go if it's time to do that portion of the maintenance. So if before operation, you want to go through this list. The battery charger check, battery electrolyte level check, and you go through each one and it tells you what page in this portion of the manual, the maintenance section, where to go to. So it starts out before operation, you want to check all these. Then you go to when required, you want to check all of these. And every week they tell you what to look for. Every month, initial 250 hours service. See, we're never going to get to the 250 hours. So then the 250 hours is looked at as every 6 months. So the initial one, you want to do your valve adjust and also your fuel injector adjust for the first at 6 months, and then every 6 months after that, you want to do oil mist detector. You don't have one of these on here, so we don't do everything after that.
And how do you tell? Dumb question, but yeah, you say battery electrolyte test. Those sealed batteries. How do you?
Yeah, those are maintenance free. So
Yeah, because those we used to have an indicator and we can tell.
Right.
But these ones they're sealed, so
Yep.
that's
yeah,
out of the question there.
yep. Just when you guys do your
Load test and then
yeah.
see what the rating is, then you decide to get rid of the battery or not.
I think because you're a hospital, you gotta change the batteries every 3 years anyhow.
Yes.
Yeah, well, according to this 3 years, the battery, when you do load test, but we always constantly charge on those batteries, so.
Yep.
So then you do once every year. These are the inspection points, and then every 3 years. There you go, battery replacement. You hit it right there. So, and then every 6 years. And then from there it goes, the next page, nope, that's the last one, every 6 years. So, if you come to a point and you say, okay, I wanna go in and I wanna look at my, let's see if I can find it in here. Go back to the original. Air filter, inspect, clean, or test is on page 93. It's right here on this line. So if you go to page 93, okay, this is page 93 right here. And you want to look at your air filter, inspect, clean, and test. It says, monitor the connection, contact of the differential pressure switch on the air inlet filter. So when you're down, you have the little gauge on those?
So yeah, it's got the visual gauge, and it's got an actual pressure sensor too.
Okay.
So if you get high differential, it'll actually throw an alarm all the way control panel.
And it also says in here that if it's 0.6 inches of water column on the indicator, they want you to replace the filter.